Welcome back everyone for some more Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. We are ready to begin day 2 of the trial in the case against Juniper Woods. And we think we have the evidence and all the, during our investigation, everything that we need in order to get an acquittal for our client. But before we carry on here, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. So without further ado, let's start day 2 of the trial. October 26, 9:45 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I almost said 4. Were you able to sleep last night? Huh? Oh, sleep. Sure, I slept. For a grand total of 0 hours. Guten Morgen, you two. You look like you're ready to put on a real show. But before you do, I have a good luck gift for you. The voice print analysis came back, and the results couldn't be more clear. The voice in the mock trial video and the tape recording are one and the same. In other words, the recording's a fabrication. Tape recorder updated in the court record. The voice on the tape says you're a goner just like in Junie's script. It has been identified as a fake. The lab is continuing the study of the tape. So far they found signs of overdubbing, but it's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased. Who's there? Wait. Did you see who it was? No, I got a quick look, but they got away. Think it might have been Hugh. I bet he was eavesdropping. Wonder if he saw our hand. Oh, I'm sure he wasn't the only one just now. I bet Robin and Boxgirl were listening in too. I will make sure they don't make a run for it. That is my final gift to you. Okay, all that's left now is to reach out to the truth. Time for a mini cord to steel workout. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Your turn. I'm Athena Sykes, and I'm fine. October 26, 10 a.m. Dexter Court. Courtroom number 4. Day 2. Court is now in session. All rise. Court will now be convened for the trial of Juniper Woods. The Sykes Brigade is totally psyched. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready as well. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Blackwell? Yes, well, moving right along. Yesterday's adjournment was unexpected yet necessary, but I'll be running a tight ship here today, so no funny business from anybody, understand? Your baldness, Robin Newman and Hugh O'Connor have recanted their confessions. But later I shall grill them at leisure to find whether I can charge them with perjury. Well, this sure complicates matters. Still, one must not overlook the facts. Now, about the school camera photo that was submitted yesterday. A pity, but that evidence is no longer relevant to the case. The Earth Room clock runs fast, it cannot function as an accurate measure of time. As for the bungling detective who overlooked that, he is paying for his failure as we speak. Poor Detective Fulbright. I hope he returns to work with all his body parts intact. But if that's the case, then what will we... The accused is the sole person who could have moved the body from Earth Room to stage, and I mean to prove it here this day. Just like Detective Fulbright said. But what else does he have up his sleeve? My understanding of this heinous crime is thus. The murder took place near the center of the Earth Room, as evidenced by the blood stain. Blood was also found on some pottery next to the window over the maintenance area, which is to say the body was carried over to that very window. From there, it was dropped down in the maintenance area below, and though there was nary a scratch to the body aside from the fatal wound. That too was per the script. A high jump mat was employed to cushion the fall. Then, a ball cart was used to haul the body over to the stage. That's not very clever. It's the same exact body moving screen as the script. Anyone could have moved the body that way.
Objection!
Your propensity is to spew forth words before you think is not very clever either. Why, you. Moreover, the prosecution has a witness, which is most unfortunate for you. Witness, it's time for you to come forth. Oh, hey there, Hugh. Well then, will the witness please state his name and occupation? Hugh O'Connor. I'm a senior at Themis Legal Academy and I'm studying to be a lawyer. Yesterday I told that lawyer there that I would testify to the truth, so I intend to cooperate fully in today's trial. Happy now, Miss Sykes? What's he up to now? The court appreciates your cooperation, Mr. O'Connor. Now your testimony, please. Witness testimony. What O'Connor saw. The lecture hall was packed before the mock trial, but the rest of the campus was empty. That's when I saw Juniper dragging a large man from behind the stage. I was watching her from a vantage point between the stage and the maintenance area. She was heading towards me, so I assumed she was on her way to the maintenance area, but I didn't have time to stand around and see what she did after that. The real truth hurts so much, doesn't it, Miss Sykes? Or maybe you thought I was going to bring up something else entirely against your client? Never a snappy comeback when I need one. He's coming straight at us today, using any means possible. To protect the students, he had to climb high when setting up the stage. A mat was brought over to the stage from the storehouse. Our client is the student council president. What's wrong with her taking it upon herself to put the mat away after they'd use it?
Objection!
Oh, there's plenty wrong. There is but one mat in the entire school that could cushion a fall from such lofty heights. Ergo, the mat in question was indispensable to moving the body. It sucks being the last to know everything. I think I get it now. The drag marks we saw behind the stage were made by the mat. If the only mat of that thickness was where the body is assumed to have been dropped, it would be hard to deny a possible link to this case. We're off to a bad start again. You sure you're okay, Athena? It's game on, Hugh. Game on. I'm gonna turn your arrogant perfect score grin into a teary-eyed frown of failure. Cross-examination. What O'Connor saw. Okay, before I continue with this, because I didn't really get... That wasn't really a good transition there, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. But I think I have just the thing that put a hole in his testimony. Said he saw it dragging. He was watching from a vantage point between the stage and maintenance area. I find that hard to believe by means of this.
Objection!
So, you saw the back of the stage from between the stage and the maintenance area? Well, let's take a look at this photo taken by Miss Scuttlebutt, shall we? This photo shows a student setting up the stage the day before the mock trial. Do you see the big construction screen at the right of the stage in the background here? Why, yes. In fact, there were a bunch of those next to my house until a few days ago, too. It was so noisy behind there, but I couldn't take a peek. Oh, how it piqued my interest. Exactly, Your Honor. You cannot see past such screens. That is their purpose. Now, let's see. How exactly is that screen positioned again? Aha! Since it was to the right of the stage, it should be right here. And from this vantage point, the witness claims to have seen our client behind the stage backdrop. Oh my, but the screen would have been completely in the way. That's right. Therefore, the witness couldn't have possibly seen our client from this point. Ouch. Order. Order. Mr. O'Connor, have you been lying to this court? The screen. Right. It must have slipped my mind. What? Are you telling me you, Mr. Genius, forgot something that's literally as big as that? There are two kinds of memory lapses. The normal kind your mouth breathers have, and the genius level lapse of memory that people like me have. Why don't you just admit that it was a normal everyday brain fart already? Will the witness now please restate what he remembers minus the lapses of memory? That's easy. I was on the other side of the screen. In other words, I witnessed Juniper from the stage side of the screen. You were testifying that our client was behind the stage. But need I remind this court the back of the stage is not visible from the front. To actually see our client behind the stage from the stage side of the screen, the witness himself would also have to be in the same area behind the stage. But in that case, our client would have definitely seen Mr. O'Connor. Ouch! Nice one, Athena. Keep it up.
Objection!
Alright, Golden Boy. Is this not your chance? Telling the truth will be like a weight lifted from your chest. The truth? What truth? The fact that Golden Boy here was where he initially stated. That is to say, he was between the maintenance area and the stage.
Objection!
But then the screen would have blocked his view.
Objection!
On the ground, yes, his view would have been blocked indeed. But consider how smoke always wants to rise up high. Athena, look at the photo again. Do you think something on the other side of the screen? Something high enough to see the stage? No way. This crane right here? I don't remember seeing a crane there on the day of the mock trial. Me neither, but it's probably safe to assume it was moved before you found the body. That's far enough, Prosecutor Blackwell. Remember, you promised. I recall making no such promise. It was you who came blubbering to me about keeping quiet exchange for information. What's all this about, a promise? This is about whatever Blackwell is using against him? And what's it got to do with going into the crane? Golden Boy did not go up in that crane for fun. He was working part-time as a crane operator within school grounds. What? Do you mean to tell me a high school student was operating a crane? The witness, I object to the prosecutor's last statement. There's no proof I ever operated that crane. Actually, there just might be something that proves you did. What? If this whole part-time job thing is true, I doubt it'll be limited to a single day. Let me go ahead and save. I just have a feeling that I should. You were probably working at the same site the previous day, too. Is this what you're thinking of, Athena? Yup. As the court can see, this photo captured the crane's operator. And if you look carefully, he bears a definite resemblance to Mr. O'Connor. Are you serious? This is ridiculous. How very interesting. Let's ascertain whether this is as ridiculous as the witness maintains. The defense agrees with the prosecution. Let's bring the facts to light. That's all very well and good, but just how do you propose to do that? The person in this photo has one really distinguishing feature. Oh, that's Athena, I'm sorry. I'm not 100% sure, but it's at least worth a try. We can clearly identify the person in this photo witness by examining, well, his neck. The figure in this photo is wearing a very unique object around his neck. Why, yes, you can see it right there, but then, are you saying you mean to... Mr. O'Connor's neck is almost entirely concealed by his tail collar. By his tall collar, not tail collar. But that's exactly why I believe this warrants further investigation. Or examination. No, not a chance. That would be a blatant violation of my privacy. You are a disgrace of a man. Now start unbuttoning that collar before I hack it off. Yeah, what's the big deal? Now, let's see your neck. Guess I have no choice. Oh my. So, where'd you buy that neckband, if I might ask? I didn't buy it. It's handmade, and there's only one like it in the world. Well, it sure looks like the neckband in the photo. Should we have the photo analyzed? You are one irritating lady. Fine, I admit it. I work a part-time construction job. It has nothing to do with our school. Operating heavy equipment's no big deal for a guy who can parallel park one-handed. But I never expected one of my jobs would take me to my own school. But when you factor in all the required tests in the apprenticeship period, wouldn't you have to be at least 20 to have a license for operating a crane? Oh, about that. You see, I'm a genius, so, you know...
Objection!
Let us dispense with this inane charade, Golden Boy. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't. High school seniors are 19 at most. Plus, they fail to complete the requirements. But that does not apply to you. Does it, Mr. O'Connor? Why doesn't it imply? He's a senior, so he's around that age, right? No, don't, please. Actually, Golden Boy here is 25. He took a 7-year break from school. Wait, come again? Take a gander at the official school enrollment documentation. 'Tis already here. Ah! Ouch! 25? You mean he's older than me? A 25-year-old high school student? A 7-year break. 7 years. I've just one thing to say. There are 2 kinds of 7-year breaks. The ordinary kind you mouth breathers take. Oh god, this again. And the genius kind people like me take.
Objection!
But a genius would quickly become a chore for a 7-year break. Think you have that backwards, Athena. Even geniuses make mistakes. I just happened to make mine only 7 years in a row. Only you could get away with using only like that. Enough of this jibber-jabber. Suffice to say, the witness was up in the crane when he saw the accused dragging the mat. The accused readied all she needed to move the body immediately prior to doing so. That much is clear. I see no need to deliberate the matter further. Considering that the body was moved in the same manner as in the script, I find Prosecutor Blackwell's claim to be quite persuasive. Does the defense care to dissuade me? I'm gonna go ahead and save. As long as a map is used to move the body, Junie's going to be under suspicion. Athena, I just thought of something. What was Hugh doing in the crane right before the mock trial? He couldn't have been on the job at the time. I mean, he was waiting for the trial to start. Yeah, why was he in the crane? Wait, you don't think... Your Honor! Yes, Miss Sykes? I've got it! I've got an amazing idea that will turn the prosecution's claim on its head. Little conjectures never stopped us before. Interesting. Miss O'Connor, you were using the crane to... Well, it's... to move the body. The body was just like it was in the script, so it must have been moved like in the script too. At least, that's what the prosecution believes. How simplistic, even foolish. Those are pretty strong words, Athena. You sure about this? The witness is a licensed crane operator. He could have used it to move the body.
Objection!
Well, Golden Boy, care to chime in? I intend to say no more on the matter. Save this, that this does not bode well for you. Wait, he's on my side this time? Or is this another trap? Watch this. I could use a bow and arrow one-handed. Wow, that's a crazy level of dexterity. I can even drive a crane with one hand. That's easy. But operating the crane itself is so complex it requires both hands. Now, I would have the court look at this. Oh. Oh. Please tell me that's a ketchup stain. I'm sorry if you do hear, my family's working on stuff in the background, so if you hear pounding, I do apologize, but you wish. My hand was injured and required surgery. That's the reason I kept my hand in my pocket all this time. I have already verified this with the hospital of treatment. Quite a nasty wound, they say. So, how did you hurt it? I see no need to discuss that. It has no relevance to this case. 2 hands are required to operate complex machinery such as a crane. Ergo, on the day of the mock trial, the witness was incapable of moving the body by crane. And now I'm the fool? I planned on moving the crane the night before the mock trial, but then I got injured. Wanting to keep my part-time job a secret, I had to do just before the mock trial. I had to do it just before the mock trial instead. And here I thought this was the big break we were waiting for. Now that the defense's sophistry is laid bare, I would have the court recall my claim. The body was dropped out of the third-floor window to a mat near the maintenance area. Then a ball cart was used to move it to the stage. See? I've been paying attention. Well done, your baldness. Now consider this. The accused was sighted dragging that mat. Ergo, it was she who moved the body. Well, I think you were on the right track, Athena. You do? Yeah, Juniper remains a prime suspect if we assume the body was moved per her script. So, as defense, you have to figure out how else the body could have been moved. But... Oh, is he telling me to think of another way besides the crane? Miss Sykes, if you have a counter-argument, this court would love to hear it. And if... Let me go ahead and save. If you do not, it is time for the verdict. Isn't that correct, your baldness?
Objection!
No, not yet. All I have to do is show that the body wasn't moved like it was in the script, right? Well, that would show the man had nothing to do with this case. There is a sort of great renown that cuts down sophistic lawyers. Its name is evidence. Just, you don't scare me. Force a smile, Athena. You can do it. What's wrong with your face, Athena? It's a weird mix of terror and creepy grin. Just focus on how the body could have been moved without it being dropped. How could anyone lower it without just dropping it? It's not like it could fly. Or maybe it could. After all, there is a way to zip between the art room and the stage. I think I got it. Someone could have easily used that thing. Oh yes, of course. Miss Sykes, the court would like to see what you have for us. All I have to do is show the tiniest shred of a possibility. The mat and ball cart weren't used to move the body. This is what was used instead. It was the school banner.
Take that!
The key here is the thing that ties the art room and the stage together. Might I propose an idea? It might do well to tie your lips together lest you further expose your ignorance. This isn't exactly the time for black comedy, Prosecutor Blackwell. Anyway, the court will recall the wire on which the school banner was hung. That wire was strung between the art room and the stage, which allowed students to run or ruin the school banner from the art room. The body could have easily been lowered down to the stage via this wire.
Objection!
Spare me your armchair theories. This wasn't some kind of high wire act. The body sure would have fallen. Yet there are no signs of blunt force trauma.
Objection!
Oh, you surprised me, Prosecutor Blackwell. You didn't actually think I failed to account for that? I'm sure that's exactly what he thought. When we investigated the stage yesterday, the bottom part of the school banner had been tied into a pouch-like shape. And pouches are useful for carrying things. What do you think this one could have carried? Well, go on. Please explain. The body was bundled into the pouch-like section of the banner and sent down the wire. The body would have been down on that stage in a flash, and there'd be no need for a mat. I've heard the phrase carrying the banner, but the banner doing the carrying?
Objection!
I've no patience for you cheap parlor tricks. Your claim is as shaky as a corpse performing an absurd high wire act. If you have an actual objection, then just come out and say it. I trust you recall the bloodstains left on the art room pottery. If the wire had been used to move the body, it would have to be via the window above the quad, the one with the winch. However, the bloodstained pottery was next to the window above the maintenance area. Ergo, the wire and banner had not at all to do with this case. Oh, the bloodstained pottery. I remember that. This doesn't look good. We'll be back to the mat theory if you don't do something. Well, Miss Sykes, I hope you have something better this time than the circus act. Save one more time. If my wire theory is true, then that blood on the pottery must not have been the victim's blood. Maybe it's not the victim's blood. Did the police check to see from whom the blood on the pottery came from? Shame on you, Sykes Dono. Have a little more respect for the constabulary. Oh no. Fulbright. Looks like they didn't check it. Ah, don't let it get you down, Prosecutor Blackwell. Everyone makes mistakes. Spare me your cheek. We will know not either way till the tests are run. True, but in the meantime, I'm gonna press my claim as far as I can. Your baldness. I demand that the blood on the pottery be analyzed this instant. Of course, it shouldn't take long to get the results back. Oh my, that was quick. We're history if it turns out to be the victim's blood. Please, please let it be someone else's. It seems the blood was not from the victim. What? Furthermore, a comparison with other parties involved with this case reveals that the blood belongs to one Hugh O'Connor. Score! Don't worry, Junie. Just try to relax. Hugh's hands. His hands were dripping with blood. Your Honor, as we saw earlier, the witness's left hand had suffered a serious injury. He sustained a wound in a struggle with the victim, and his blood got on the pottery. Then, Junie saw his blood-stained hand as they passed each other in the first-floor hall. Its only explanation that covers everything.
Objection!
There is but one way now to turn aside her blade. But do not cast the blame on me. Your grudge is with Sykes Dono, for it is she who forces me to expose your secret. Fine, whatever. Wow, how much dirt does he have on you? The court will observe this odd-looking envelope. It was inside this that Miriam Scuttlebutt's script was found. Miss Scuttlebutt's... But didn't the prosecution already claim that this envelope is the one that contained her script? Circumstances have changed. You see, Golden Boy had hidden this from us all. Let's see here. My word, talk about the world's most painful paper cut. Indeed, you can clearly see that if this envelope is not opened correctly, a powerful spring-loaded blade will shoot forth, leaving a horrible gash upon the hand. The only one who had been told of the correct way to open it was Constance Court. You really want to see that my script that bad? Well, you better watch out. Read it without my permission, and you'll wish you hadn't. Yikes. Miriam wasn't kidding when she said that. The blood on the blade is the witness's. Our genius here tried to sneak a peek at the wrong script and paid for his foolishness. Ouch, this guy's the worst genius I've ever seen. Don't worry, Athena, the wound isn't that deep. We've still got the wire theory. Yeah, I've got it. Since the blood by the window overlooking the maintenance area isn't the victim's, there's no longer any basis for denying the body was moved using the wire and banner. Therefore, the defense once again asserts just that. You call yourself a lawyer? Don't you see the glaring contradiction in your thinking? Huh? The court would like to remind the witness that his role is not to point out... And you, how can you adhere to such outdated beliefs? But whatever. It seems you've forgotten the two statues that were on stage directly below the wire. A body sent sliding down that wire would have crashed into them. Care to explain that way? Well, I believe he's right. The statues and the wire are extremely close together. So the body would have collided with the statues? What if they did collide? Wait, that's it! Hey there, Epic Xover. Or crossover, I should say. Speaking of those statues, we still don't know how they were broken. But if we assume the body crashed into them... that would also explain that loud sound we heard while we were in the waiting room. Oh, now that you mention it, you and Mr. Wright went out to the stage after you heard that sound, correct?
Objection!
Interesting. How very interesting. But may I just ask one question? When was it that you heard said sound? It was a little after the mock trial had started. Mr. Wright and I were practically bored in tears there in the waiting room when... Ah! Precisely. If that sound you heard did happen while the body was being moved, that would place it during the mock trial. Oof. Which means the body wouldn't have been there before the mock trial started. You see, right before the mock trial started, I saw the body. He said he saw the body before the mock trial. If so, then my claim that the body was moved during the mock trial doesn't hold water. Stupid contradiction. It's gonna get me and our case killed. The focus was on just 3 suspects because the body was moved before the mock trial. That has been the major premise thus far. Your assertion, therefore, contradicts the very foundation of this case.
Objection!
Both sides still lack incontrovertible evidence. So, should we not also treat Golden Boy's testimony with some level of suspicion? Good point. Ack. Prosecutor Blackwell is on our side. Bet he's figured out the truth behind this case. Well, great, as long as he's not up to something else. Sorry to hear that, there's a notification on my laptop. If the statues really were broken when the body hit them, then Hugh's statement about seeing the body before the mock trial is a big fat lie. Okay, Mr. O'Connor, let's get to the bottom of this contradiction about when you saw the body. Look me straight in the eyes and repeat your statement to me. Like I said before, before the mock trial, the body was, you know... I shall only say this once, Golden Boy. You had best tell the truth, and do it now. That is, if your head wishes to enjoy the continued companionship of your body. Yikes! Now, out with it. Did you truly witness the body? Or were you just lying about it? Well, which is it? You what? I never saw the body. Are you sure about that? Lie this court again, I'll charge you of perjury. There was no body on that stage. I've been lying about that this whole time. I'm sorry. Yes, we've exposed Hugh's big lie for what it is. But why would he lie about this to begin with? Order. The base premise that the body was moved before the mock trial has been overturned. I imagine this is an impact on both the defense and the prosecution's case. Well, first I'd like to thank the prosecutor. This brings us one step closer to the truth. Now, at least we know the body was moved using the wire and school banner. Indeed. That much I shall concede. Sykes don't know. The body was moved as you stated, and in the midst of the mock trial. So both sides are satisfied then? If the body was moved before the mock trial, we have our 3 suspects. But if the move took place in the midst of the mock trial, it is an entirely different story. Right. All 3 suspects were in the mock trial. That gives them solid alibis.
Objection!
How simplistic. Did you forget about the student in charge of the audio? Amidst the mock trial, she was the one soul who could leave and re-enter the lecture hall. Well, what's this? Who is this person in charge of the audio? Oh no, how could I forget? It was Junie. Hey, what's the deal here? Why is Junie so large in the shot? Juniper is also in charge of the audio. When she wasn't in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music. Indeed, the one who could enter the art room amidst the mock trial to move the body was none other than the accused, Juniper Words, but she was in charge of the audio. Why yes, I see. That does make perfect sense. This can't be happening. Instead of exposing Hugh's crime, Junie's even deeper. No matter how you slice it, we're cooked. And here I thought Prosecutor Blackwell was on our side, at least on this issue. The twisted samurai strikes again. It's just twisted, it's more like dirty rotten. Your baldness. It is time to put an end to this farce. The prosecution has presented a quite convincing case, but the defense has one last chance to voice any remaining objections. Well, Miss Sykes, we're gonna go ahead and... Apollo, what are we gonna do? I've got nothing left. Nothing. Nada. Niente. I've been trying to think of something, but I'm drawing a big blank too. Poor Junie. Unless we figure out something, she'll be... Objection? Well, I object to... Stop right there. All ears to me. It's time you heard about the rare genius of Hugh O'Connor. Listen and you will hear the secret behind my perfect crime. Perfect? Crime? Wait, this is some serious deja vu. Didn't we just go through something like this yesterday? Yes we did. This had better not be another one of his enraging traps. The murder, the moving the body, the cover-up, it all sprung from my brilliant mind. Well, go ahead, arrest me. The real killer is right before you. Order, I say. Mr. O'Connor, you already confessed yesterday, then earlier today recanted your confession. As if you mouth-breathers could comprehend my genius, the end justifies the means. Now bow down and kneel. Kneel before my great and maddening intellect.
Objection!
Enough. The only thing maddening is the ignominy you bear for all to see. For it is impossible for you to have been the perpetrator behind this crime. Ah. There is no perfect crime, only a perfect alibi, for you were at the mock trial. And it is silly that I must remind you of this, but you were a participant the entire time. There shall be no mercy if you persist in hindering the trial with your silly little act. Hugh doesn't seem the least bit shaken by Blackwell's threat. Listen, Mr. Prosecutor, calling that perfect alibi is beyond contempt. Your Honor, I'd like to take this opportunity to offer further testimony. I will now demonstrate the very moment of genius that transcended even perfection. And with that, we are going to go ahead and save here. We are going on almost 40 minutes. That is more than long enough here. And we'll be listening to more of Hugh's testimony in the next episodes. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.